This episode is brought to you by the Let's Catch Up podcast, hosted by Jay
and Kay.
We are a husband and wife team that tackles a different topic every single Friday,
ranging from true crime to games and everything in between.
And we have a laugh while we do it.
So if you want to catch up with us,
you can do so on all major platforms, including YouTube, Apple, and Spotify. So join us every Friday on the Let's Catch Up podcast.
Seen this horrid story that happened on my birthday. Actually, he said happy birthday to me, and then he said, Joe said, do you want to tell everyone the story that, or what happened to you on the drive home from Pittsburgh? And he's like, oh God, sure, I can do that. And he's talking about, he was at a bowling alley. And he was at like some party or whatever, and he realizes I could probably shit. I probably have to, but I'm just going to try to make it home. And I don't know where in Pittsburgh he was, but it's about every bit of like 45 to an hour to get home. So he starts on the way home, and he says, like, he's just realizing, oh, it's beginning to leak out. Like farts are leaking out. And it's smelling horrid. And he then says to himself, like, I'm gonna have to just shit. I'm just gonna have to do it. So he just jumps out of the car on the highway, drops trowel, and shits on the side of the highway while it's raining.
Oh my God.
And like he's doing this, and it's just like, I can't remember if he went into detail of like what it was like it coming out, but he said that he probably made eye contact with a few people as they drove by.
Oh my God, that's wild. That's why. Did he even get off the side of the road, or like?
There was a like a truck stop, like, you know how like some highways just have like that little like yeah. He said he pulled off there, immediately got out of his car, and just dropped trow.
Wow, dude, he must have been like. It must have been coming.
He said that like it was just coming out, like even the farts just were like they were seeping out.
Did he throw away his underwear?
I don't think it was that bad.
Okay.
I think it was just at the point of like it was like
it needed to happen,
which is shocking. I've never gotten to that point that like it just starts like leaking out of you.
I mean, that would be considered turtle heading.
Yeah, but I guess, but like hello and welcome to the Friendship and Stupidity podcast.
Is all that going to be in there?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
for
God.
Sure.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize.
I didn't either, but I just kept going, so I figured why not.
Oh.
But turtle heading, I feel like is that when you fart and then a little bit comes out and then you realize that you have to?
No, that's when your butthole is crowning with poop.
I just feel like there's no situation where that actually ever happens.
Oh, it happens. It happens, and it has happened.
I
don't definitely headed before. I have heated headed.
I have take heed.
Yeah, I have taken turtle headed of my body once or twice in my day, and oh yeah, it's a thing. You don't go back from it. Because at that point you're like you're going. It doesn't matter. You're taking a shit.
I've had situations when I was like a child where I've pushed too hard while I was like standing in a playground and I just popped out a spike. Do you remember like when you were younger and you've shat yourself?
That's a great question.
I feel like it's ingrained in my memory of like what it felt like.
I realize I have horrendous memory.
Yeah. Oh, no.
This is a recent thing that I've had. No, but I like, honest to God, no way. I don't think I could. Like, I have some pretty weird memories. Like, I just remembered today that like somebody was like, have you ever had this burrito? I was like, you definitely bought a burrito for that guy. And they were like, why the fuck did you remember that? And I was like, my brain just works in mysterious ways.
You remember like the weirdest possible things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like you'll remember like the very specific details about things, but you won't remember like something. I don't want to say you won't remember something big because I feel like you're not that bad. I think it's just like well, you don't remember you don't forget like your anniversary. Just be a really bold and
Yeah.
great time to admit that you've been going through life without remembering
I mean,
that.
look, I'm so bad that my phone is my reminder for these things. Like, no. It's not only my reminder. It is like my way of remembering everything.
I mean, people have like used to have calendars for that same reason.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah, no, that would be true. So, I mean, so that's how I have to do it. Because if not, there's no way I'm remembering it. Like, if it's special days, no way. Like, it was a month, maybe a few months after myself and my roommate's wedding, someone asked, when did you guys get married? And I said, oh yeah, that's a good question. And she was like, are you serious right now? I'm like, I'm dead serious. I do not remember the date. And then there would be times where she would ask me that, like in the living room, and I'd be like, no, nothing's coming to head. And we have something that tells the exact date, and I just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I remember that now. Yeah.
This is shocking.
But I've always been like that. I can't remember dates. I can't remember people's birthdays. Mm-hmm. Like it's bad. Like the only reason I can remember like certain people's birthdays, like I can remember my mom's because it was like 3 days before mine. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, sorry, 5 days before mine. And so then I can remember that because like that was easy enough for me, like growing up, like that was just like beamed into my brain. And then same thing with my roommates. Like I know that one because it's like the shittiest birthday to have, pretty much. Yeah. But like that type of stuff, like it's easy to remember, but like any other thing else, like, no, it's bad. It's real bad.
I don't know when I made the switch of like figuring or like remembering people's birthdays, but I used to remember like everyone that I was in the same grade with, like they're not everyone's birthdays, but everyone in March.
Oh my god!
Just because March is like when my birthday is, and I just was like, okay, your birthday is on the 4th, yours is on the 7th, mine's on the 10th, his is on the 15th.
That's wild.
I don't know what it was. I think I just like kind of tried to remember something. I also like I've made a I've tried to remember credit card numbers, debit card numbers, my license plate, my license number. I don't know why. I just like the more things that I remember, the better I feel.
Well, I mean, I get that, but like I don't know, man. My brain just doesn't work that way. I knew a friend. I have a friend who he would remember all of our license plates numbers.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, it was wild because you'd just be like, "What's my license plate number?" Because like that might come up, and he'd be like, "Oh, it's this," and would read it, and he would like know exactly what it was. And you're like, "Why the fuck do you know that?"
It'd be funny if like you said that, you asked him, and he just gave you a random number every single time. And he's like, I'm just giving you like the wrong information every time.
No, man. It was like, he said it so confidently. You were like, you're absolutely know that, because he would be like, it's not them. And we'd be like, how do you know? He's like, that's the same car, but it's different license plate. We'd be like, you're fucking weird, dude. Why do you know this information? But like, so yeah, I've never been able to remember that. Also too, speaking with birthdays, I think another reason I don't remember people's birthdays is because like, I think birthdays are overrated.
Yeah,
they're the most overrated thing ever. And like my family never, I mean, we like celebrated it, like, we got cake and whatever, but it was never a big thing. Like my dad's birthday, I struggled to remember my dad's birthday for the longest time. We just didn't celebrate it.
Yeah,
like we did, like, it was like, oh, it's dad's birthday, that's it. That it was that sentence and a cake. And even then it was like, that was it.
I mean, like even as a kid, like
I didn't have birthday parties. I had like one birthday party that I think I can remember.
My God, your childhood.
That doesn't bother me though. Like I see people that have like go all out on birthdays and it makes me uncomfortable now.
I used to like it saves a lot of money. Like your parents probably saved a boatload of money by not having to reserve like a gym or like whatever to like, you know. I definitely had a few reservations of like, I don't know, like
a bowling alley.
Yeah, or like an arcade or one of those places where it has like a roller rink and like place where you can like climb all over shit and whatever. One year I went to a birthday party that was at a gymnastics place. What? And I thought it was so much fun because like they had like those like basically trampolines that you can jump on, whatever. So I was like, Mom, can I have my party here? So I had like, I don't know, like my 7th or 8th. No, it was probably my 7th birthday at a like gymnastics place.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and that's probably when my aunt started questioning things about me because she's still questioning things about my pink hat.
She's just like, that Andrew.
I'm still not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It's out to debate. I don't know. I'm sure if they heard the podcast too, it'd be even more up to debate. They'd be like, he talks about some questionable things.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's all right. We always talk about questionable things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just before we were talking about questionable things.
Before we were recording, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's just a constant.
But that's the great thing about friendship and stupidity. We're not putting on like a face. This is genuine us. Like, and that's kind of scary to think about.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely. Just before this, our producer said that I was on one.
You have been on one.
I just explained it though. I was like not on one for 2 weeks. And the moment that I'm on one, people are like, what's wrong? I'm just like, nothing. Like I literally just got out like a 2-week slump.
Well, when we're talking you're on one, I was just kind of seeing that you just like were very quiet, but you're not like down. You're just like you were focusing on something very hard. I think from my roommates and our producer's perspective, she was just like not sure what was going on with you, and she just thought that you were on one. So what's on one for you?
Oh boy, that's a great question. I would say
the silence, really.
Yeah, never been asked that before. I think like, is this like how other people think on one is for me, or like what I think me being on one is?
Yeah,
I think me being on one is like me just not shutting the fuck up.
Okay,
and constantly talking, which like I talk a lot, but I wouldn't consider myself on one all the time.
No.
I say outlandish stuff, but that's not me being on one. That's just me being normal.
So you would describe me as on one a few weeks ago whenever I drank a whole cup of coffee.
You were, dude. You were. I don't know what was going on.
I realized like after we were done recording that I did not stop talking.
Yeah.
And I was very aware of it, and I was like, I gotta just stop talking. I like my brain, like I could just keep saying what's on my mind, but if I don't, I'm gonna ruin friendships here.
I'm gonna ruin it because I just cannot stop talking.
And it's like I'm not saying anything rude or anything. I'm just not like I'm not adding anything.
Yeah, it's just you're adding noise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And like I don't think no one was like ignoring me. I think I was just trying to ignore myself.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. Yeah. Sometimes that just happens. Have you ever like in the middle of telling somebody a story or like right after telling them the story, you're like, why the fuck did I just tell them that?
Yeah.
And you just go through like a dread right after telling them a story. That's every single conversation I have with somebody.
Or it's like whenever it's just silent, like you're just, I don't know, you're just like looking at something and then you just make a comment and then no one else says anything afterwards and you realize I didn't need to say that.
Yeah. Usually, like, if I'm saying it to somebody and they just do not reply to me, I'll usually just go, I'll go fuck myself. or I'll just say, good talk. And they'll just be like, and I'll be like, nah, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anymore. It's fine.
I don't, like, I think I just realize you just, like, when that happens enough times, you realize that, like, you just don't need to talk.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like a you shouldn't waste your breath kind of thing. It's just sometimes you could just be silent.
Yeah. I think there was one time where, I think it was like a week or two ago whenever we were hanging out. I think I tried to, it might have even been last week. I'm not sure.
Last week is a blur.
Yeah, it really was. We just talked about that. Like, it just, last time we recorded, it seemed like 10 years ago. It was, and it wasn't. It was literally last week. I don't know why that felt so long ago, but you said, like, when we recorded last, and I was like, you're lying, because it was definitely 3 weeks ago. But, like, I think I tried to say something 3 times, and it just, no one would listen. I was like, all right, that's it. And usually like that, like, if someone, like, if it's not listening or, like, I just get, like, talked over so many times, my immediate response is, all right, I'm going to bed. Like, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't do it.
Yeah, I usually, and it's either one of two things. Whenever I'm trying to say something and someone ignores me, but interrupts me, I just say, all right, I'm just not gonna say it. Like if it's happened more than once, then I'm just gonna like, okay, it's fine. I'm just like, obviously this is like very little, like it means little to everyone of what I'm trying to say. And it either happens of like someone will say, no, say it, or everyone will say, no, just say it. And my response will always be, no, I'm just not going to say it, or I will say it. And then whenever I say it, I feel like it just does nothing. Yeah. It's like, if I would have said this at the time, then it would have been fine. But now that you're forcing me and everyone is staring at me.
Yes. Yeah, that's what my response usually would in that moment would be. If they're like, no, just go ahead and say it. I'm like, the moment's passed.
Yeah.
Like it's already gone.
The moment is over.
It's not going to make any sense. I'm fine. Or I'll just go, it's not adding anything to this.
Yeah.
Like, if it was a dumb joke, like someone makes a joke and I just make someone saying a sentence and I just make a horrible dad joke and they just go, no, go ahead and say it. I'm like, no, trust me, you do not want
yeah.
Like I had that the other day where like there was this name. I don't know, I'm going to butcher the name, but it was like Preeti or something like that. I think the name of this person. And they were like on this poster and they had it like spelled out. It was like Preeti or something like that. Might even an E at the end. Doesn't really matter. But like I made a fucking stupid joke about that name. And the person that I was with, they were like, what'd you say? And I was like, nothing. They're like, no, what'd you say? I was like, and I told him the joke. I was just like, oh, I mean, that person's so pretty. And he just looked at me with such disgust. I was like, this is why I didn't want to tell you. Like I said it out loud, but that was like I didn't even realize I was doing that type thing. And then whenever he actually had to hear what it was, I was like, see, this is why I didn't want to say it out loud or even louder.
Every time me and my roommate go to her parents' house, there's a road somewhat near her house that's called Perfect Drive. I just always, since we started dating, I just said, man, that's a really perfect drive. And like at first she didn't understand what I meant, and she's like, what? Oh God.
Yeah. And I guarantee, Andy, you beat that shit into the ground every time. Yes.
Every single time.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's my favorite thing to do is just absolutely fucking run a joke into the dirt. We just hear from the background. I'm just so annoyed by it from our producer.
This is why we need her to, one, have an extra mic. We need to get an extra mic and have her sitting over over in the background.
It can work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The mic that we have, it's pretty dog shit because it was the one that we used at first, but it would work.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it would be better than nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it'd just be a matter of setting it up. So then we have her, and then also your roommate steps in sometimes. We even have our guests.
Dude, it wouldn't even matter. She wouldn't even have to be in the room. If it was my roommate, you could hear her from upstairs with that mic. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. You hear her screaming that one episode?
Yeah, I know.
There's no way. There's no way. And that was like, for all the people that like heard that at the very end, that's normal talking.
And I mean, it was like for your last apartment, it wasn't like it was very far away, but like she was yelling. And, and like it picked up through not these mics, but like through my phone.
Yeah,
and that's what made it worse.
Which was so funny.
And it was like the thing that was crazy is it was so clear. It was really clear.
Yeah, because she was yelling. It was. Yeah. It's wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I hear every day. Sometimes I'll be like upstairs and I'll hear that and I'll be like, oh shit. But then there's sometimes there will be that yelling. Don't hear a damn word of it.
This is gonna be you in the doghouse episode.
Nah. Trust me. I'm always in there. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a married man. I'm always in the doghouse.
That's fair.
Yeah. I was also trying to get you into the doghouse the other day.
Oh my God. But now your roommate is here.
Yeah. But I was thriving the other day, which I would say yesterday I was on one. Actually, now that I'm thinking about of being on one.
Was yesterday the day that we were playing? No, it was Monday.
Monday
was
Monday. I was on one for sure because I talked nonstop into that mic, and I did my classic like took a drink of something and just kept going.
You very much were just filling the void.
Oh, absolutely. Did not matter. Fucking talking about anything and everything. Talking about pizza while I'm eating pizza. Yeah, I was definitely on one.
It was a weird day. It was one of those weird experiences where I was like, I don't really know if like Isaac and I really hung out. I don't know what we did.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. We talked about literally nothing that whole entire time.
Well, I mean, we did talk about some things, but it was just like the majority of it was just like a lot of you just making noises. And then I was just like, I had my brain turned off because I took the day off that day and I was just playing Fallout. And you were just like,
yeah. Because yeah, I love doing that when I play video games. And there's something about it, like it just brings joy to playing video games. Now, whenever like I just die and I just go, or just something just so dumb like that, or just it just brings me joy.
It makes you think, what do other people do? Like, do they just play video games in silence?
Oh, I mean, if I'm not talking to people, most of the time it's just, well, that's enough of that game, and I'll usually just hop off of that game. But if I'm talking to people, it's definitely like when I'm like getting shot or something, or like screaming at the top of my lungs.
Even when people, like normal people I'm saying normal people, are talking to their friends, are they like, they're not making noises when they die? They're saying like, oh, that was bullshit, you're a hacker. yeah, usually they would be doing that. Yeah, and I throw an occasional like normal thing in. I'm like, fuck. Yeah.
Oh no.
But
then other times.
Yeah, I feel like that's just normal. Like, like that's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. And then there's other times like, you gotta be eating my ass, like from Krev to Grundle, like, you know, just like, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just, sometimes you gotta throw those in there to really just throw people off. But I realized, Andy, this is not even what we were planning on talking about today.
No, and I have no idea what we're talking about today.
Because I actually had something today.
You did.
The one I don't know if I want to get into.
Okay. Is that the, before we started recording, you were like, I need more information?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I said that I needed more information, and then while you and the producer were getting everything set up, I sat here and was looking at more information because I looked at it a little bit, but I was like, I'm going to really dive in deeper right beforehand just to see if I can just get absolutely flabbergasted. I was. Got to know what the fuck was going on because it just keeps going deeper, Andy. And I got to uncover a little bit more before I want to talk about what I want to talk about. But
It's going across multiple episodes.
yes, for sure. But there is one item that I do want to bring up.
Okay.
This is probably old news by now. But there's a baseball team in Virginia. I believe it's Virginia. And
Is this like a minor league?
this is a minor league, yes.
Okay.
And they just created this minor league team. I don't know if it was a name change or what, but they decided to change their name or create a team in this minor league in Danville. Okay, Danville, Virginia. Take a guess what this team's name is.
So it's like the Danville blank.
Yeah.
Okay. The Danville Dans.
Not the Danville Dans. No. I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with cows.
The Danville Udders.
Not the udders.
Milk.
No. We will make sure to provide images because this deserves images. This is a legit thing, by the way.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Okay, yeah.
It is called the Danville Dairy Daddies.
No.
And that is the image right there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It is a very, very chiseled cow.
Yeah, and I will...
and low-cut jeans.
I'll share this on the Instagram, and I'll put it in the YouTube episode as well. But for those of you who are just listening, it's a
Absolute
it's a cow.
stud.
It's a stud, that's for sure. It's a steer leaning on a baseball bat with like just in human form, ripped, and he's kind of giving a side eye.
Oh,
And he's wearing jeans.
it's a side eye, all right. I believe the field is called the Field of Creams.
It just gets better.
And let me go ahead and look up because his name.
The steer. I almost called it the deer.
It is incredible. Like, let me see if I can find this name real quick. Because it's incredible. Let's see what we got here.
While you're looking that up,
I think it's called, his name's Beefy.
he looks beefy.
Yeah.
He's got the beef.
Oh yeah, it's incredible, dude. I was told about this and I was like, this is great. I would actually some of the t-shirt I'm reading a quote here. Some of the t-shirts say get milked. Oh my god, let's see.
This is awesome.
Oh my god, it's incredible. I think this is the funniest thing ever. I would love to have a t-shirt of this.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things coming to my mind. One, we need to get t-shirts for this. Two, we need to see if they'll sponsor the podcast.
Oh my god, that would be incredible. I would absolutely love to do that.
And three, we got to just go there. We got to go
Absolutely.
to a Danville, what was it? Something Daddies.
Oh, holy shit! I
Yeah,
just
how did
forgot.
Danville. I don't fucking know. How did
Dairy
Daddies?
Yeah, Dairy Daddies.
Yeah.
See, that's my fucking memory.
Right. Yeah.
My God.
Well, I mean, mine too.
My God, I fucking hate my memory, dude.
Should we have a baseball team?
Well, oh my God, Andy, I just realized what we were drinking too.
I
when
know.
we
That's
talked
why I
about
was
it.
thinking about
Spotted cows. Wow. Yeah, we could absolutely have a baseball team. What do you think our name would be?
Well, I mean, for those of you who don't know, our mascot is a llama now. We kind of, which is funny because we've never talked about it, but there's a llama like picture that we got whenever we were putting up like the decorations for this podcast, which we still need to put those up behind us.
Yes.
But there was a llama picture that we got. It's just a picture of a llama, and we just decided, like, I just asked Isaac one day, like, should we just have the llama as our mascot? And we did it. and we've never talked about why.
I mean, I don't think there's really a reason.
No, there's
but, like,
no reason at all.
Was that picture even in frame?
No, that's what I mean. I think it was it's like the head, and then maybe like a little bit of like the back, like the little hump.
Oh, go ahead, keep talking.
But I think it just shows the bottom half of the llama. Like that's all that you can see. And we had stuff like in like that was up.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had a whole like horn that was just like random.
We still have them.
Well, yeah, but like it was just like not in frame at all.
No, we didn't plan that out very well. I mean, we can probably plan it out a little bit better on this wall, but I'm thinking though it would still be funnier if we still had it out of frame.
Yeah.
But now that it's a mascot, maybe not.
Well, like maybe just like the nose this time. You just see the nose.
Now, I mean, I don't think we should do it right now, Andy, but at some point we're going to have to reveal the name of this mascot.
Do you think it's because we don't have a name for it?
I'm not going to say that, Andy, but
we can bleep that out.
There's a good what are we bleeping out? There's nothing to bleep out. You know, just have a fucking 10-minute bleep over that whole entire conversation. What the fuck is that going to do?
What's the longest bleep in a show or a podcast?
That's a great question.
And at what point do you just stop listening? Like it's got to be like 10 seconds where someone's just like
I feel like I've watched a show where this has happened, right? Like where somebody's just getting cursed out and it's just been like
yeah.
Like it's right? Like it's like that's in my brain somewhere.
But what about in some sort of content like on YouTube or on Spotify, like if it's a podcast, like how long do you listen before, like can you just release a 3-minute song that's just bleeps?
No.
We might try.
No, I won't listen. I will not listen.
Just the bleeps.
I will not listen. I promise you that. I'd get to 5 seconds and I'd be like, I'm done. That's about as much as you got of my attention span.
That's what I mean. I feel like it's like 5 to 10 seconds of like, okay, I'm just going to turn this off.
Yeah. I mean, honest to God, that would be me. Like, I'd be like, no. I'm not going to see if it unbleeps at some point. No. Mm-hmm. I don't even care if it's like a hi in the middle of it. Like, don't care.
Well, I'm sure there are some people that are like, I got to see this thing through. That's why like people stay for Marvel movies after the credits. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's like a thing.
Yeah, but I went to see Madam Web, and
did they have a great after scene?
There was not one.
Oh my God, it's almost like they didn't care about the movie. My goodness, I would have never guessed that.
It was, we sat there for maybe like 10 seconds, and I thought, I started to get up, and I said, "Are we going?" Mm-hmm. She's like, "Well, what about the after credits?" I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if there is one.
I don't care what they reveal. Literally anything that they reveal is no. I do not care.
The only times that I really care to actually do that, what if we did an after credits thing for the podcast? What's stopping us from doing that? I feel like we should do that to reveal things. That's how you know that we have listeners.
I mean, then people would just scrub to the end of the episode.
But they don't know. That's the thing. Like, it's like the same with a Marvel movie. Like, you don't know what's going to be at the end. You just you don't know if there is going to be one. So you listen.
Honestly, if we planned better and we actually knew what we were talking about, we could absolutely have like a little sneak preview. But
yeah,
our next episode usually comes to one of us texting the other one, "Oh, I got something. Mm-hmm. I got something for this week's episode." Or it's we sit down, get everything hooked up, and it's, do you have any idea what we're talking about today? Yeah, that may happen, like once or twice, but, nothing too crazy. Didn't happen today, though.
No, you texted me on Monday.
I did.
And you said, like,
it wasn't even the day before.
Yeah, you're like, I have something for us.
Uh-huh. And even then,
and boy, did you.
yeah, I was gonna say beefy. No way, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Beefy daddy.
yeah, and then the other thing, dude, I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface on it.
Oh, for sure. I feel like we can definitely go into this a little bit more.
Absolutely. And I feel like I want to leave it with a teaser because, Andy, it all happened because of a map.
Okay.
I saw a map and I'm like, oh, I got to dive into it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Is it? Oh, man.
All I'm going to say.
I want to see this map. I feel like that.
I could show you the map.
Okay.
I could show you the map and you'll understand my, like, just utter what the fuck about it because it's
Nice use of the word utter.
What can I say, dude? I'm kind of a professional on one person.
You're kind of a genius when it comes to using your words.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'm a servant. I'm kidding.
You're a servant? What?
No. But yeah, like I said, that's what I'm going to leave it at. Is that it is a map just made my brain go to fucking mush.
Do you know what division this baseball team is? Like, is there a potential that the Columbus Clippers, the Columbus pirate ships,
That would be incredible.
could play?
Pirate ships. Is that what we call it?
Yeah.
I forgot all about it. But you said pirate ships. I was like, why does that sound familiar? I don't know. I'd have to look more into that as well. My one friend sent it to us one day randomly in Snap. And he was just like, this is incredible. And I was like, I love this.
I want to know how he found it.
He's a big baseball guy.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we're just going to have to do you'll have to follow up next week.
I think what I can do is maybe if I show you this map, maybe we talk about it off camera.
Okay.
And I get your thoughts on this.
Okay.
Because I feel like you'll definitely do a deep dive in this bitch.
Oh, I've been one to deep dive, which I was going to, I feel like I forgot to change my laptop to show time, so I don't really know how long we've been going for. But I have one thing that I was going to bring up today, but I don't actually remember what it was called. Mm-hmm. It was just
That's right. That's what you're looking at beforehand.
Yes, yeah, and I'm just going to leave it at. I was
2 teasers.
Yeah, 2 teasers.
Oh my God.
I want to actually, now that we're teasing that, I'll tease this and I'll bring it up next episode, or maybe I won't. Who knows? I was sitting on the couch earlier this week and I was watching. I think it was just like a Fallout video. The whole reason I got back into Fallout was just like watching videos or whatever. And suddenly, I was hit by a YouTube ad that said 99 in the corner for like the length of it. And I could skip like after 5 seconds, but it got me within the first 5 seconds of like, I'm going to listen to this thing. I ended up skipping it because I just had to go to the bathroom or something. And I don't think I could pause it, but I was engrossed by it. I was sitting there for like 30 seconds, just like mouth agape, just sitting there. Like, I can't believe they're talking about this right now. I'm gonna leave it as a tease of they were talking about sex toys. Ooh. And that's all the further I'll go. And I've been trying to find out like what the company was, but I remember very specific like things that they said. One being, do you feel bad choking the chicken? And I think I was in like I was just sitting there again, and I think I was so into it, like just like confused that I was seeing this on YouTube that I forgot what the name was. So I'm just going to try to watch as many YouTube videos as possible and just see if I get that ad again.
I love that for you.
Because it's shocking.
I love that you're going to be like, no, I didn't get an ad on this one. Boop.
Yeah.
Yes, an ad.
Uh-huh.
Like you're going to be so excited.
I'm going to be the ad guy.
Yeah.
But since you brought up the fact that I look into things, I'm going to give you a little update on something.
3 teases?
Well, this is an update.
Okay.
This is here we go. So a few weeks ago, we declared that 2024 was the year of conduit.
Mm-hmm.
I, being in the marketing agency that I'm in, or the marketing life, I asked someone on our search team to tell me how many times conduit was searched in 2023. And I have like a whole packet that I can show you that she shared with me, of like different things about the word. I think trying to remember back, I think it was a lot of like video game stuff, like that I looked up before. Would you care to take a guess of how many times conduit was searched in 2023?
Oh my God. And it has to be in the millions, right?
No, I was actually shocked. It was 73,000.
What?
Yeah.
That's way, way under what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah,
People are spelling conduit wrong. That has to be it.
Yeah,
a lot of conduits.
Well, I got to look at it again. I got to see if like it accounts for misspellings, because I think it does. Or I think so, at least. I'm not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that when I was like searching conduit, like I did it like 100 times at one point. I looked at the trends, and for some god-forsaken reason, Montana is still at the top. Like I don't understand. No one's going to top Montana for the use of conduit.
I think we just need to move to Montana.
We make the real difference there. It's like whenever you are living in a state and you're like you go to vote, and like they're like your party just like is not going to win, so you're like, okay, I'll just move to one that it makes sense.
I'll vote Montana.
Yeah. I'll do the mail-in vote. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh fuck. All right. Well, and we got 2 teases and statistics.
That's right. And I even started to put together a little PowerPoint presentation for conduit. So whether or not I throw that, since I gave this update a few weeks after we did the initial whole conduit thing, I'll give it a couple weeks and then we can go over what we've seen in the data.
All right. Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right.